Pablo Escobar. He was loved and feared in equal measure, a man who built an empire of unimaginable wealth and violence, yet spent millions building schools, hospitals, and housing for the poor. To some, he was a modern-day Robin Hood. To others, the most ruthless criminal in history. But who was Pablo Escobar, really? And how did one man hold an entire country hostage? Chapter 1, Humble Beginnings. Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria was born on December 1st, 1949, in Rio Negro, Colombia. Raised in the nearby city of Medellín, he grew up in a modest family with big dreams. But Pablo wasn't interested in an ordinary life. From an early age, he showed a sharp mind and a willingness to bend the rules. By the time he was a teenager, he was already involved in petty crimes, smuggling stolen cars, selling fake lottery tickets, and even gravestone fraud. But small-time crime wasn't enough. Escobar wanted more, much more. And by the 1970s, he found his golden opportunity: cocaine. Chapter 2, Building an Empire. Montage of cocaine labs, secret airstrips, and Escobar's rise. At a time when the world barely knew what cocaine was, Pablo Escobar saw its potential. He built an operation so massive that at its peak, the Medellín Cartel controlled nearly 80% of the world's cocaine trade. Every month, profits were astronomical. Escobar was making an estimated $420 million a week. But with great power came great enemies. The Colombian government, the DEA, and rival cartels all wanted him gone. And Escobar's response? A campaign of terror that plunged Colombia into chaos. Chapter 3, A Reign of Terror. Escobar's motto was simple: Plata o Plomo, silver or lead. Take his bribe or take a bullet. Those who stood in his way were ruthlessly eliminated. Judges, politicians, journalists, and police officers, no one was safe. Perhaps his most infamous act was the bombing of Avianca Flight 203 in 1989, an attack intended to kill a presidential candidate, but instead murdered 110 innocent people. By this time, Escobar wasn't just a drug lord, he was an enemy of the state. Chapter 4, The Hunt for Escobar. As the violence escalated, both Colombia and the United States launched an all-out war against Escobar. The special task force known as Los Pepes, made up of his enemies and former allies, joined the hunt. With his empire crumbling, Escobar was forced into hiding. On December 2nd, 1993, just a day after his 44th birthday, Colombian forces tracked him down in Medellín. A rooftop chase ensued, and in the end, Escobar was shot dead. The reign of the king of cocaine was finally over. Chapter 5, Legacy of a Drug Lord. Even in death, Escobar remains a controversial figure. To some, he was a cold-blooded murderer who left Colombia in ruins. To others, he was a hero who helped the poor when the government failed them. His story has inspired movies, TV shows, and books, cementing his place in history as one of the most infamous criminals the world has ever known. But one question remains: was Pablo Escobar a necessary evil or simply a man consumed by his own greed? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into history's most notorious figures. Let us know in the comments, what do you think of Pablo Escobar's legacy?